Our family has a lot of memories between hiking, horseback riding, camping up on the mountain.
The Trust has undertaken the single largest land acquisition project in its history. Over 300 acres of forest, agricultural land, and rocky summit. This acquisition will create the first ever public access Sugar Loaf Mountain and secure it for the future.
We talked to 3 different land developers, basically got a number, and then we said, well, why don't we just look at the land trust?
Sugar Loaf Mountain is by far and away the largest project we've ever done. It's almost $2.5 million. So we had to get total community buy-in. We had to get local government buy-in.
So these projects are very complex. They involve a lot of different parties, but they also involve a complex way of financing. So the county and Orange County Land Trust have partnered together with the Walden Savings Bank.
You know, initially this wouldn't be something that you would think a community bank would do, but I was so drawn to the project, I wanted to look behind the numbers, look at the individuals involved with this, the support of the county, the support of the Land Trust Board, and once we did the review of this was something that we could really get behind.
With land preservation, it's a little more difficult because you have to depend on people to make donations, or benefactors to come in and help the project out.
We're looking at the Land Trust purchasing this now for a big number, $2.4 million. We've got to come up with that number, and when I say we, I mean collectively, not only the Land Trust, but everybody who has a stake in this particular mountain.
It requires raising money, and that's what we've been doing for the last year now, and raising money everywhere. Some of that money is being borrowed on loan, and that will have to be paid back.
We're not about financing raw land, mountain. That's not what we do. But this project, when you think about this, the impact it's going to have on the community, that's huge.
This multiplier effect that although this is 320 some acres that will never be developed, the folks that are going to be enjoying Sugar Loaf Mountain will have their dollars, you know, spread into the communities that surround Sugar Loaf Mountain.
It'll allow people to hike, use this as a place to park, eat, do whatever. You know, make the community way more vibrant, bring people here for a lot of good reasons. The Performing Arts Center, the shopping.
People can go for a nice hike and then stop there and have lunch, have some local craft beer, shop in Sugarloaf, go to neighboring Warwick and other beautiful villages and towns that we have near us.
It's an iconic landscape. You can see it throughout much of Orange County. When you get up to the top of the mountain, it's a baldy. It's quite rare in a way to see a baldy mountain in this area.
And people have been hiking up there for years. And some of the old timers that I speak to in town, you know, 50 years ago they were doing the same thing.
Many people have hiked it over the years, but to now have access for the public to actually enjoy it, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Having this preserved and open to the public is amazing, and it's going to be a special treat for everybody.
Protecting this land will provide for a green corridor or an undeveloped corridor extending from Goose Pond Mountain State Park existing to the summit of Sugar Loaf Mountain down into the hamlet of Sugar Loaf.
It's vital that we protect the resiliency and integrity that we see on Sugar Loaf Mountain and ensure that we can facilitate the movement of not just humans in a recreation sense, but also animals.
You know, we have Goose Pond Mountain State Park land that's open to the public, and we have the Appalachian Trail nearby, but this mountain is going to be key because it's going to be able to improve the hiking trail network and connect open space to other protected lands, which is just so important.
I think we have this unique synergy here in Orange County. The land trust being the center of this. Then you have the county government. All my legislators and myself, we support open space. And then you have willing partners like Walden Savings Bank. Without them, they were a critical part in our ability to finance it.
And although we're a bank that looks for controlled growth and development, it's also so important to have projects like this that preserve the beautiful Sugar Loaf Mountain for generations to come.
Thank goodness for the land trust, right? So with their guidance and their vision, I mean, this is a reality now, and I am so excited about the potential that this mountain offers.
It's going to be a challenge because it's a pretty substantial amount of money for the mountain. And it's going to take some doing for the land trust to take this on by themselves, this purchase. And I think that shows the commitment of the land trust to help us here in Chester. And I mean, it couldn't be more important to us.
Projects like these can take a long time, from kitchen table discussions to becoming an addition to a state park, anywhere from 7 to 10 years, which is why continued support is so important.
The financing and the donations that we get from the Orange County Land Trust, from the public, from very generous donors, are really the critical way of us getting these things done. If it was not for people doing this, we would not be here today talking about our success stories.
And once the land trust does own it, the lift will not be over. There'll be things that will have to be done. It'll require people in our community to help out as much as they can financially.
After this acquisition, we're still going to have to manage it. We still have other projects in the pipeline, and Orange County Land Trust doesn't end with the purchase of Sugar Loaf Mountain. We need support for our next project, on our next project. There's a lot of mountains that need saving in Orange County, and we need your support.